Welcome to tonight's nutrition talk. Tonight we are going to be speaking about Rethink Your Drink. My name is Bianca. I'm from CrossFit Proficient. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started. Now at CrossFit Proficient, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. So, now as our obesity rates are increasing, we want to have a deeper look into why. And you're probably thinking, why are we talking about obesity when we're talking about rethinking your drink? Will make sense. So it found in a study in January 2020 that a reduction in sugar consumption was found to slow down the annual rate of increase of obesity. Many studies have found the correlation with increased added sugar consumption and weight gain, which is why we really need to consider rethinking what we are drinking. Now, on an occasion, I had a client, she was eating all the right foods, using the plate method, eating those vibrant veggies, whole grains, eating lean protein, but we still weren't moving the needle in the right direction. She was feeling lost, getting frustrated. During our meeting, we highlighted the amazing things that she was doing, and then we revisited the foundations, hydration. What was she drinking all day? After asking her about her beverages, we found the problem. The hard part, she didn't even realize that how many calories and how much sugar she was consuming. In a typical day, she would start off with a sweetened frappe from one of her local cafes, a apple juice for her morning tea at work, and then in the afternoon at night she would have a soft drink. Now you're thinking this is only 3-4 drinks, but it adds up. Now let's put in perspective how much one should be having. Now just to think about it, in a lemonade there's just over 6 teaspoons of sugar. 6 teaspoons. So if you grab out a bag of sugar with a teaspoon and put it in a cup of, that's how much sugar is in a lemonade. That's just a can. And about this sugar, we're going to move on to give a bit of more perspective on how much sugar is in other drinks as well. Can of Coke, just over 10 teaspoons in one can. That's just one can. Now to bring into context how much added sugar an adult female and adult should be having on a daily consumption is a female should be having 24 grams of added sugar and males is 36 grams. The females works out to 6 teaspoons of sugar and males is 9 teaspoons of sugar. Now if you're having that one lemonade or Coke, you've already gone over that recommended daily consumption of added sugar on your daily requirement. So just to give you a few more examples, with a beer, fruit juice, and that frappe from a cafe, no wonder the client wasn't seeing results, because in that fruit juice there's up to 12 teaspoons of added sugar, and in the beer exactly the same, and in that frappe could be up to 20 teaspoons of sugar. You wouldn't think it, but in many cafes when you're buying those frappes, they add in the liquid sweetener in it. Okay, so they quickly add up. Now a study annualized that sugar and sweeteners outlook data found that the average population is consuming over 300% of the recommended daily amount. 300%, that's crazy. Based on these few sugar sweetened beverages example, it is easy to see how it's easy to go over that recommended amount. Now that we have identified the problem, why so many people aren't budging on their goals and wondering why, they're like, I'm eating really well, exercising. A lot of times it can come down to what you are drinking. So let's identify some options on how to choose beverages with less sugars, and then we're going to dive into the alcoholic beverages. So sugar can be hard to identify in foods and beverages because they are found under many different names. It's not going to be sugar as one of the ingredients. It can be under many different names. So first we need to understand how to read labels. So at the back of most drinks and food packages, there will be a nutritional label with the ingredients listed. So we want you to check out the serving information, and for a single serves of bottles or cans, odds are the label will be the entire beverage in hand, or could be for 100 mils or 250 mils. So you just need to read to see what it is. So it's helpful to understand what the serving is and to find out the sugars. So we need to look under the total carbohydrate section, where you usually find the dietary fiber, total sugars, and added sugars. Reminder here, added sugars are sugars added into the food or beverage, usually for taste or shelf life. Now to search further, you can bring your eyes down to the ingredient part list. There are estimated to be about 60 different names for sugars on food labels. So look at words such as corn syrup, sugar, fructose syrup as for some other examples. Now just to show you an example on this one, that's how the nutritional label, and underneath is the ingredients. Okay. So we know how sneaky added sugar can be if we think about our drinks. So what are some better options? We're going to get into it. So one of the best options you can be choosing is water. It can be tap water, or if it's safe to drink where you're from, or get the purified water, or sparkling water. You can get sparkling water from anywhere. Any brand is fine. In any day, you should be at least drinking a minimum of 2 liters of water, or at least 1.5 liters. Okay, we're going to get into some 3 tips on how you can get started. Tip 1, carry a drink bottle with you everywhere you go. Keep one in the car, bring one to work, if you go to the gym, wherever you go, keep one in your bag as well. So always have a drink bottle with you. Carrying a bottle can seem too simple, but there's the thing. When it's constantly in front of you, especially in front of your face, we are more likely to remember to drink it. Tip 2, drink out of a straw. Drinking out of a straw is another one of those, wait, this is too easy, but that is exactly what we are doing. We are wanting to make things that bit easier for you to drink. Drinking out of a straw is more convenient and efficient. Or in other words, it will make drinking water feel easier, which would lead to increased water intake. Tip 3, add flavor. If you don't like the taste of water, no problem. Try taking advantage of the amazing produce the season you're in. So for an example, mint and watermelon together, or cucumber and lime, strawberries and lemon, or even blueberries and lemon together is a great combination to add to your water. Even some sparkling water as well. So these are some great combinations you can add to your water. Now, let's dive into the alcoholic beverages. Now, to make sure that we are all on the same page, a standard drink can contain up to 15 grams of alcohol, which is found in a regular beer, wine, or a distilled spirit such as vodka, whiskey, or gin. Now, did you know when we consume alcoholic beverages, your body starts to prioritize its metabolism over protein, carbs, and fat? So, what does that mean for you? Well, drinking is an easy way to tell your body to store the calories you are taking in rather than using it for energy, which increases fat stores on the body. Studies also shows that alcohol will affect your appetite and choices. So rather than choosing whole foods that will make you feel better, you are more likely to choose the high calorie and tasty foods that are often paired or found in the same places as alcoholic beverages. So as you may be saying, well, drinking is fun. I agree, but let's dive into further to help you stay mindful and rethink that drink. Now, research is limited. However, several studies have found that high alcoholic intake is correlated with impairments in strength, power, muscular, as well as cardiovascular endurance. We also know that there are changes in your body's hormones and immune system, along with the increased rate of dehydration and possible issues with post-exercise muscle growth recovery, as well as your glycogen replenishments. So in short, your workouts aren't going to feel as great, nor are you going to be able to recover efficiently when bringing in alcohol into the mix on a regular basis. Now, we're not saying to give up alcohol 100%. We're not saying that at all. But you should try and avoid adding sugars into them, like sodas, juices, or other mixes. Aimed for a simple drink like wine, light beers, or spirits with water or carbonated water and fruit. Now, be sure to plan ahead, eat whole foods, and drink plenty of water before and after and during each drink. Now, lastly, as a rule of thumb, as I said before, use a ratio of 1:1. So 1 alcoholic drink to a glass of water in between each beverage. Now, especially when it's warmer, it's better for yourself to keep that hydration up as well. Now we've covered off some of the beverages and better choices that you can make with your beverages coming from juices or alcoholic, and how to spice up that water to make sure you increase your water. So tonight we've come to an end. Now, hopefully you have come out with something that you didn't know. But if you've got any questions, please pop them below and I can answer them for you. If you need more guidance as well with your nutrition or how to get more on track, please contact us and we'll be happy to discuss it with you. We can sit down and have a chat and we can go from there. Now guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight on the Nutrition Talk. Hopefully you're taking this information in, and make sure you drink enough water. Have a great night and we will see you next month.